We're live. Welcome in, everyone. American Leeds, the YouTube channel. Hope you're doing well on this late night evening. I'm back. I'm back in a big way. Shout out to Carl. I know you're going to be watching this, and cheers to you, good sir. And all you oldies. I know there's a lot of oldies that watch the channel. Leeds United fans above the age of 40. Cheers to you. Some late night lemonade. Let's throw a little hat on. I'll tell you what. I'm back. I'm back, baby. It's been 6 months. Housing. Well, I'll just say that housing, and finally got a home office. Ended all the subscriptions. It's been tough. I haven't been able to talk about Leeds United, but I can now, and hopefully some regular content coming forth. This will be a stream about 20, 30 minutes. Just going to share some updates on the transfer window. And honestly, I think I'm going to get a lot of stuff right here. My crystal ball is, it's pretty good. I'm pretty good here about Leeds United for those that follow me. First one to say Rad's out. Said Rad's out after the debacle that was the summer following the relegation scrap 1.0, where we fired Bielsa and hired Marsh. After that summer transfer window that I thought was botched by Rads, I said Rad's out. Took a lot of flack for that. Said Jesse Marsh after the Leicester game in the fall, said Jesse Marsh needed to be out. Retracted it, but I think I was right there. I don't have much American bias. I actually am probably pretty harsh on most American players and coaches. We're just light years behind. I was right about the 49ers. I knew that they would be patient and invest, and I think that they won the fans back. Even though a lot of YouTube channels went in hard, they went in hard over the 49ers last summer. A year ago today, look at where we were, right? Let's be honest with ourselves, look each other in the mirror as fans of this beloved club. Many people were skeptical of the 49ers takeover. Rads was trying to hijack the stadium, hijack the ground. Many people were, again, 1 year ago, were saying that the 49ers were culpable because they were in the board meetings, and we just got relegated. So I don't want to dig up all the past, but I was the one channel for those that were following me then, saying patience and that the 49ers were going to be the best owners that you've had, at least in recent memory, last 20 or so years. I've been because I'm restarting the channel. Really, I haven't been on that much. Been a fan since. Haven't been a super long suffering Leeds United fan, but I've been a fan since Gary Monk season. So I wasn't in the wilderness with a lot of you, but I've been in the championship. I'm a seasoned championship veteran, and obviously saw the glory that was Marcelo Bielsa. I'm looking forward to him smashing the United States in my hometown of Kansas City, just because I think the USMNT fanboys need a little bit of humble pie for their growth. But went through that. Hey, Martin, good to see you. Cheers, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Get some sleep, Martin. I don't know what. Every time I see you, man, it's like I'm doing these late night streams. Martin, what's going on? But yeah. So I've been here for the past 7 or 8 years. But anyways, I digress. So cheers to all of you out there. I wanted to really talk mostly about Brendan Aronson. I want to talk a little bit about what we can expect from the 49ers this transfer window, and then kind of take it from there. I'm not going to dig up last season. It's in the rear view. I guess I'll basically say, now that you can take a step back from it, I said top 6 would be ideal. We hit top 6. It was just the manner in which we unfortunately became in third place, which was the hardest pill to swallow. And then for whatever reason, Farka has just could not overcome Southampton. They had our number, and hopefully he as a manager learns from this and we become a stronger squad. So anyways, that's in the rearview mirror. Let's talk about the biggest news that's coming out here is the Brendan Aronson news. Honestly, I'm divorced from this fact that he's an American. I'm divorced from the fact that I'm a Leeds United fan first and foremost, because international soccer is really such a small portion of the year. And I think whatever, I won't get into that, but I'm just saying that I think it's the best for him and his development that he comes down. And I think there might be a player in there, but I'm skeptical of some of the propaganda that's coming out. Let's hit up Tom Bogert. I believe I'm saying his name right, and I don't care if I'm not. He is he's really a U.S. soccer-based journalist covering the MLS and other sports. Let's see what he has to say about Brendan Aronson apparently coming back. He's got some sort of inside track on this story.
He has a relegation release clause. Teams can sign him on a free loan as long as they cover his salary. Teams were talking to him like, hey, we triggered the clause. And they were trying to get him to come. A couple teams in Germany and elsewhere. He was like, I want to go to Leeds. He said he has unfinished business. All he wants to do is get Leeds back to the Premier League. He wants to be a big player for Leeds, he said.
Okay, alrighty, I'm taking a little bit of this with a grain of salt. All you want to do is get Leeds United back to the Premier League. If that was true, you would have been with us last year for the fight. Let's continue on. Maybe this is true now.
A fun kind of quote. He talking to Daniel Farke, talking to his agent, talking to people in his life, hanging out with his family. His grandpa walks up to him and says, hey, do you remember that interview you did right when you signed with Leeds? And you said you wanted to be a big player at Leeds. Like, just kind of don't forget that, right? And Brendan said that kind of stuck with him, that conversation with his grandpa, where he's like, yeah, like, hell yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to come back. I want to lead them to the Premier League. He knows that the fan reaction.
Okay, I'm a little scared. You're leaking a story. Him or his agent is leaking a story to Tom Bogert that he had a discussion with his grandfather. It was like, hey, remember the interview you did? Look, I think he's pulling on our strings as fans. The repair job, the PR job needs to be done. Maybe the 49ers is leaking this to Tom Bogert. But with that being said, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If this is, I don't know if this is all true, but even if an inkling of it is, I guess I'm buying the marketing. I'm buying the PR. Okay. Fine.
Action wasn't so great, particularly at the end of relegation. It was very difficult, but this is a kid who runs towards adversity. He doesn't run away from it. So I'm always going to back a kid like that to succeed. So Brendan Aronson, back to Leeds. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
We will see how it goes. Look, I think Jorginho Rutter is still a gentleman that we have to keep him. Leeds United friend of mine, Michael, he said that he's from Canada. He said, Ruter needs to be out wide. Whatever. We need to retain whatever you want. If he's out wide, if he's a forward, if he takes over Cree's place, which I don't know if that's like for like necessarily, but Ruter needs to be part of the squad next year in terms of depth. I would still like to have him in the 10. I'd still like to play him centrally. I don't think Brendan Aronson should walk into this side. I think he needs competition. I think he needs it for his development. And I don't think he has the right, as a Leeds United fan, again, first and foremost, has the right to walk in on the squad and believe that he's going to get a starting position. I don't think that's correct. And I know a lot of you don't believe that as well. I did a little YouTube short. Some people chimed in. BA7, that's his nickname, whatever. Brendan Aronson 7. Is that a British Airways fleet? Someone says. Aronson better keep up the gym work because he's like a skittle in the championship, and it will be worse than the Prem. He will be kicked off the pitch. All of this I agree with. I did a stream with Gier and Michael. We talked about early him being weak on the ball and that he needs to bulk up. And he was looking for a lot of fouls. Once you get a reputation, I think in England too, you don't get a lot of calls. I think it's going to be worse for him in the championship. Absolutely. I mean, you can look at Nanto and what happened with him. He was going down looking for calls. His behavior on the pitch sometimes was not, I think, worth what he was kind of putting into in terms of constantly looking for calls. Look, it's like not like he needs to come out and be a Adama Traore or be on the, whey protein or, well, maybe he does, but, I don't know, start swallowing eggs. But Pablo Hernandez, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, these are all players that are literally within 2 or 3 pounds of Brendan Aronson's height and weight. It's not necessarily about being strong. And I think in the case of Bruno Fernandes, that actually Aronson might weigh and is taller than him. You look these numbers up. It's not necessarily about the height and weight and all that. It's about being strong on the ball. So again, I don't know if he has to squat more, if he's got to do more core exercises, whatever it is, he's got to be on the ball more, strong, stay up, and learn how to not go down. And he will be kicked off the pitch in England. And this will be the best thing for him. Absolutely. So he's a player to me that you bring on late in games to see out, at least to start. So that's my kind of initial thoughts on Aronson and his ability. Let's see if we can pull up some highlights, because that's exactly what Greg Berhalter did against Brazil. And we can kind of see glimpses of a player here. And bear with me here.
Is the keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan. This will be picked up by Brendan Aronson. Not too much ahead of him. They're just throwing a lot of numbers forward. They're taking a lot of risk. They're not recovering quickly.
Aronson looking to get away.
I mean, he's a pressing merchant, right? He's got that motor. Now, and somebody said this too on another stream. He is absolutely a Bielsa-approved player. Remember, he was coming to Leeds United and that one of the January transfer windows, for whatever reason, Orta couldn't get it over the line. But he was a Bielsa-approved player because he is a 1-2 touch pressing merchant, and he has a motor that does not stop. So this is exactly what you see. I mean,
Away down the right, and he's done well there.
That's a really important foul. They needed it. James. Bench.
Again, late in the game against Brazil, it's a friendly, and you can see him now. He's in a decent position here. Okay, he's a little above the penalty spot, and again, we all say if he's a little bit stronger on the ball here, he could probably put this away. But
the ball played into the middle, and Alisson denies that.
Wonderful first touch from Christian Pulisic. It puts it in a good area, and Aronson just can't believe that doesn't go in through the legs of the defender. And watch Alisson. It just makes himself really, really big. And he
deserved a chance because he is the best chasing his way straight towards goal. The last.
Now you can say, "Oh, he's just passing it back here." What? It's controlling the game here. It's 80. It's at the 85th minute. Now, if this happens in the championship, these are the moments that you would like to see him. I think if I look at Leeds next year, it's about closing out games. We're going to hopefully have the lead in games late. I think this is like what Farke likes to do. He's not like Marcelo Bielsa. He's not going to be going for the third and fourth and fifth goal. He's going to see out results and close games out. And so, again, I'm not saying this man should absolutely be anywhere near the starting 11 to start his restart his Leeds United career, but can he be an impact man off the bench? We have to say yes. You have to say absolutely yes. This is squad building. Early doors. We don't know what the squad is going to look like.
3 games. A cross into the middle. Halligan looking to try and get.
And it's an embarrassing header. But
this atmosphere is incredible with the 6th in favour of the US, but it's played long, and Aronson will chase onto it, and Alisson is quick. Superbly done by Johnny Cardoso, and here come the US with Aronson. He runs into. Flipped on there by Johnny Cardoso, and Brendan Aronson just make Aronson again with the pressure on.
By example to Brazil in those moments.
You know, in the 92nd minute, 93rd minute, if you can be pressing and giving us that energy off the bench, you take it. You take it. I think this is a squad building move. I don't know I don't know how this happened. I don't know if this is PR. I think hopefully this will be a win-win. And when you look back at Willie and what Willie did to us, right? Refusing to play for the shirt. I can forgive Brendan at this point more than I could Willie at that point. And Willie earned his spot back in. But I think I absolutely, to everybody's point, Brendan's got to earn his spot back in. He's got to earn the trust of the fans. He cannot walk into the starting 11. He's got to earn it. And that's what this is all about for me. I think he's got the chance to do that. And again, I'm going to go through the comments. I guarantee you people are going to say he's going to get kicked off the pitch. He's small. He's tiny. Again, Pablo Hernandez, Bruno Silva, Bernardo Silva. These are all, central playing midfielders, not at his level. But, I mean, if you're looking at height, weight, and I could find others that are similar height and weight to him, he's got to figure out how to get stronger as a footballer. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like, but that's what he's got to do. But obviously he's got a couple of what do you want to call it? Spaghetti strings for arms. I mean, he's a young man. He does need to bulk up, and apparently he added 6 pounds, of muscle. I had that with a dinner. Whatever. Yeah, Jack Aronson PR team working overtime. I agree with that. Brenda wants his reputation back. Everyone laughing at him currently. Maybe it'll be amazing. Who knows? You know what? Maybe it'll be amazing. Maybe it won't. I think for the championship, his on-ball level is okay. I mean, it's okay. But he's going to have to stay on his feet. He's going to have to stay on his feet. I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't want to see him looking around at the ref. He needs to get kicked off the pitch. I mean, he needs it. He needs it as a development for the player, right? I don't even care about him and his nationality. And he's going to be sending those championship rhinos. Yeah, maybe, man. The championship. Are you talking? Hopefully, you're not talking about Leeds rhinos. God, I'd love to see him be a rugby player. Poor guy probably wouldn't be carried off in a stretcher. Also, going to get kicked a whole lot. Bloody socks at the end of every match. Yeah, but that's good for him, right, Dow? That's good for him. Good, Carl. I'm good, man. Good to see you. I knew you'd be in. I'm surprised. I am a bit surprised just because here's like the American USMNT fanboys. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of arrogance in America that because our fans, especially our national fans, do not follow the world of football globally, they think that we are entitled to things, and we're not. It has nothing to do with anything but the fact that we have to earn stuff. And I'm sick and tired, quite honestly, of some of my country counterparts on social media talking about the Gio Reyna and Weston McKinney and whoever else that they need to be starting. They didn't earn it. If you don't earn it, you don't need to play. And this is kind of like Aronson. Drop down a level, ride the bench and earn it, and go earn it, because nothing is given to you. Nothing is given to these other players. I mean, yeah. I mean, quite honest, Christian Pulisic wouldn't even be talked about if he was Colombian. That's the sad part. I think Sinisterra is probably as good as Brendan. This is where I think Luis Sinisterra for Colombia is as good as Brendan Aronson. But Luis Sinisterra is injured and he plays for Colombia. You know what I mean? I just think we're almost given too much, actually. But I don't want to talk about that stuff. Maybe I'll start another channel. I do think he takes on broad muscle is an issue. What Farka tells him to do, he could be an asset out there. Yeah, absolutely, Carl. I think that he's used to pressing. He's used to kind of a German style of pressing. So I think he's used to German coaching. I don't know. I think this could work. You've got food poisoning, my man. One step, just breathe. I've been there. Just breathe. One day at a time. I'm fully fledged. Thank you, Carl. I am a fully fledged fan. All right, that is my Brendan Aronson take. Okay, so that's that point of the video, and we'll move on to the broader squad. Okay, so Euros starting up. Cheers to you if you're rooting for England. My nationality is I've got Scotch Irish, and I'm mainly Irish. I'll be Irish, a little bit of English, but and then there's some Swedish, Jewish there. But good luck to you, whatever countries you're rooting for. But I will say, obviously, the Scots got smacked up tonight. My God, shouldn't. It's tough when you're opening against Germany in away, basically. But the Euros finished July 14th. Okay, our first friendly is Euros finished July 14th. Our first friendly is July 19th. Harrogate Town, I believe I'm saying this right. And then we have another friendly August 3rd against Valencia. Why am I saying this? This transfer window, because I know the 49ers will be slow. We're not going to, in fact, I will predict the most movable asset that we have right now is Cree Somerville. Cree Somerville will probably be a Leeds United player almost through July. I mean, he's probably the guy that'll move the quickest, but I would not be surprised if Cree Somerville walks into Thorpe Arch and takes a few training sessions with us, because the 49ers do not do deals quickly. Okay, this is the one asset I can give. If you subscribe to my channel, I can give you a little bit of window into how the Americans and 49ers do business. The 49ers, will not do business quickly. They will take their time. They will not be perceived as mugs, and they will take the maximum amount of time to move a player. So I expect Cree Somerville to report to Thorpe Arch, because he's going to be the most movable asset that we have control over. And that they will not move him until the last possible moment, maybe early if they get a good deal. $35 million would be 35 million euros, whatever it is. But they will not be mugs. So this is not your uncle's, grandfather's 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, Leeds United owners. We're not going to be selling things just because we're in the championship. And this might frustrate some of the players that are going to be outgoing, but we're going to get maximum value. I think how they sell this to the players is, we're going to get you the best deal possible. So I fully expect Cree Somerville to be it, actually, unless they get a really sweet deal. Cree Somerville will be at Thorpe Arch at least for maybe a couple training sessions before he leaves. As far as outgoings, I do expect Cree to leave. I do expect one or two guys that we have not necessarily expecting to leave. I expect Archie to stay. But there'll be another guy like an Ilya Gruev who's getting the reported $15 million bid in from Munich, Bayern Munich. There'll be another one of those type of deals. Midfield is an area where I kind of viewed it as strength. Didn't view any of the midfielders leaving. But Gruev, an asset that we might sell and maybe make room for Archie to be in his more natural position. I do think the back line still does need surgery, and quite honestly, there could be a shout for two center backs. I say that because Pascal hasn't kicked the ball in 6 months. It's very difficult to come back from that type of time off. And I just get a little nervous with the physio history here at Leeds United, that once 6 months can turn into 9 months I would like more depth. Obviously, a lot of people are penciling in Pascal to be a center back that we partner with, or we developed a partnership with, Joe Rodon being more difficult to kind of sign on a permanent deal, and probably a little, let's face it, a little bit of a pipe dream at this point to get Joe Rodon to just, I believe an option was exercised by Tottenham. So I would like 2 center backs. I think Coops is fine for depth. Not going to really complain about that one. And Bamford, moving to the other side of the pitch, Bamford will probably stay on. I just don't – who's going to take on his wages? As far as movable assets, I think you look at Cree. I think you look at Willie. I think you have to keep Ruter, and I think you have to keep Archie Gray, and hope that Joseph continues to develop. But really, when I look at the back line, I really think of 2 center backs and really 2 full backs for depth, and hopefully you can keep old Junior Firpo. But there's going to be somebody besides Cree. There's going to be, maybe you do move Willie, and I think there's going to be somebody else that we don't want to leave is going to leave, if that makes any sense. Somebody that we didn't necessarily see. I hope it's not Archie. I think he's committed. And, maybe another Snake, quite honestly, comes back to us and it's okay. Whether that be a Rasmus Christensen or whatever. Maybe another Snake can one of those loanees that left us can come back to us. But we will need to sell some assets, and Cree is that one where, for financial fair play, if we're going to reinvest in some other areas, Cree is that one where I think all parties are going to see him move. But when that time is, much like Rafinha took training with us before he went to Barca, and we got the $75 million for him, I think you're going to see Cree he's going to be with us for a little bit because I think we're going to get max value for him. This isn't a fire sale. This isn't an estate sale, We're not mugs. So that's it. That's my time. That's all I think about when I think about Leeds United, but I'm getting excited. I think it's going to be weeks. I think it's going to be weeks. It's going to be a slow window, folks. It's going to be slow. Not just because of the Euros, but because the 49ers do business. They don't leak. They don't leak information. And they're not going to, they're very patient. It's like being at a poker table. They are stone-faced. They do not tip their hand. Foden is a smell guy. Doubt. Minamoto, I think that's a Japanese player. Yeah. He just needs to get stronger on the ball. I don't know how you do that. Doesn't matter how long you are. You're fully fledged Flynn. I think I read all this. We can bring him on when Shax is done. I don't know about that. Martin Shackleton. Another depth piece. I got a soft spot for Shackleton. Obviously, a Leeds United boy, a Leeds United Academy kid. Always gift for the shirt, and been with us for a few years now. So, another piece that I would like depth for. But again, you also say he's injured, so maybe there is. If Shackleton left the squad, I wouldn't. I'm not losing sleep, and hopefully you shouldn't either. Bamford has attention with the MLS. Well, I tell you what, that is his level. He's getting older, and he would probably bang in, 14 goals for them if he could say somewhat healthy. Boy, it would be funny to see them both at DC United, him and Clicky. First player out the door is Mez. I don't know. Look, here's Meslier's. He's decent with the ball on his feet. What? Why? He's terrible. I don't know. I think he's decent. He's got a good left foot. He can play. I think Farke likes him. Here's where he's terrible. He cannot locate. Meslier cannot locate a freaking ball in the air. He has some sort of intelligence for whatever reason, one-on-one shot stopping ability he can be okay at. I don't think he's really great at reading the pitch when the defense is kind of coming at him in a counter-attacking situation. He's great one-on-one, but in a counter-attacking kind of situation, I don't know how great he is. His distribution can be on and off, but in the air on crosses, and one of the reasons why I think we're so weak at defending them is his ability to read the ball coming in the air on a corner or otherwise. I mean, there was a player that a tennis player I used to play with that was incredible. His ground strokes were just boom, boom, boom. He could place the ball where he wanted, but for whatever reason, when he lifted a ball up in the air and tried to serve it, he couldn't. It was like he became an idiot. He couldn't locate the ball in the air to smash it. And this is Meslier. I mean, Meslier cannot. It struggles so hard reading the ball in the air. He just doesn't. He doesn't have it. So if he goes, would I lose sleep over Meslier leaving? No, either. I probably wouldn't. But do I think then the other keeper that we get would be miles above him? Probably not. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Bamford was all right, Alex. All right, Dal. Agree with you about Willie. If you forgive him, you can forgive Brendan. Yeah, I mean, he's one step above Brendan. That's where I'm at. All right, I'm out, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm back. I'm in a way that I'm saying where I'm finally settled into a place where I can do more streams, do more content, get the conversation going, and I'm just eternally grateful for that. Extremely grateful for that because I love this club. And so cheers to everybody, and have a good night. Get some sleep, and here's to the best sport in the world, the best fans in the world, and the best club in the world, Leeds United. Up the Whites. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Night.